I take this from my husband. I call him Tom Terrific with a capital T. Does anybody have a husband like that? That's so terrific that they have a capital on their name. One person? What's your name? What is it?
Capital M. Capital M.
My name's Regina.
Oh, Regina. What's your husband's name? Junior. So is that Jovial Junior with the capital J, or he's an awesome dude? Okay, well, good for you. Oh, you guys, there's a lot of guys in Morganton. I've looked. I mean, do y'all want to do a redo? Anybody want to do a redo? Tony, I bet your wife doesn't. Right. Well, I'm married to Tom Terrific with a capital T for 28 blissful years. Or not, okay? I mean, there was like the 2 fights that we had, or disagreements. My husband gets up every single morning and chooses his attitude. How many of us do that? Go in our closet and say, wouldn't it be something, especially as women, we get so worked up on our clothes and our outfits and our makeup, you know, how we get all ready. And then we go in our closets and we choose Joy Sucker for an attitude. What happens if we chose our attitudes like we did our clothes? How many do that in here? How many? Makes a difference. One? One! What is it like in your places of work, people? Oh my gosh! I don't want to work there when I come. How many of you pick your attitudes? Come on, I know more than this do. Does it make a difference?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What about here at this table? Anybody pick their attitude? Does it make a difference? It does. And do you think other people notice? I hope so. Yeah, so do I. Well, for 28 years, when we were first married, when I first married Tom Terrific, we did it the old-fashioned way. We dated, and then we got married, and then we moved in together. I don't know if you've heard of that before. It's really old-fashioned. They don't do it too much anymore. Well, the young people could be onto something. I can see why they want to see what habits people have. After we were on our honeymoon, we came back, and oh my gosh, we lived in a farmhouse. I lived in Los Angeles, and I moved back to Jamestown, North Dakota. Let me just paint the picture. It's flat. It looks nothing like this. There's no trees, and the wind blows minimum 40 miles an hour a day. And it's dirt and dusty. It's all farmland. Oh my gosh. And a minimum maintenance road in the country. Like where cattle come down, like they do cattle drives. And we were in this little teeny farmhouse that he owned. This is what you do for love, people. This little teeny farmhouse, and you know the old farmhouses had the bathrooms like right in the kitchen? You know what I'm talking about, right? How did they do that so that they could like reach over and go, hey, give me the coffee. Like, what was the deal? You could be stirring something on the stove and go potty? I mean, I don't understand that. So the first morning when we were together, like observing habits, you know, because you don't really do that on your honeymoon, you're just loving on each other. And I could hear someone talking behind the bathroom door, which my husband's the only person in there. I could hear his voice. I didn't know if he was singing, which God didn't really give him the best vocal cords, but it sounded like he was talking to something, and I kind of disregarded it. I was making like omelets and an amazing breakfast, like what you do the first week of marriage, and then it's over. Like, it was like the super wife. Haven't been here since. And I kind of disregarded it. The next morning, the door is open a crack. And I look, and I'm like, I can see him, and he's standing like in those monogram towels, you know, brand spanking new, only married for a week, you know, TJR right there. And he's got like a six-pack back then. Now he has a keg, kind of right here. And he's standing in the towel, and he's looking in the mirror. And this is what I hear. And I can see him through the crack in the mirror, So the reflection of him I can see because I'm in the kitchen, which is in the bathroom basically. This is what I see my new husband do. To the mirror. Hey, you. To himself. Hey, you. It's going to be a Tom terrific day with a capital T. Are you kidding myself? I remember like grabbing the stove, just going. And I remember walking into the bathroom and I said, were you just talking to yourself? And he said, yeah, I do that every morning. I remember saying to him, will you be continuing to do that? And he said, that's what my parents did. My dad did that every morning to me. It's going to be a Tom terrific day with a capital T. Really? You just continue that into your adulthood. Goes, you should try it. I'll give you like I know he was going to say like a rendezvous Reneé or something. But I skipped it at that moment. So he's growing a keg, we get kids. He's the guy, fast forward, he's the one that wakes him up every morning, my husband. And I have 3. And every day, this is how their day starts. Come on, Alex, it's time to get up. It's going to be an awesome Alex day with a capital A. Oh, Dad. Come on, Bitsy. Her name's Elizabeth. We call her Bitsy. Come on, Bitsy. It's time to get up. It's going to be a beautiful Bitsy day with a capital B. Dad. Come on, Grace. It's time to get up. It's going to be a grateful Grace day with a capital G. Dad. Fast forward. Every single day. You're my. Fast forward. My son goes to college. And he comes home with his sweet mates. And we're having his favorite, my meatloaf. I'm pretty good at making meatloaf. Do you guys have meatloaf here?
Oh, yeah.
And we're having dinner, and so his 3 sweet mates are sitting there, and we're talking, having this dialogue, Tom, myself, the girls, and his sweet mates, and I said, which is something I've realized that you should never ask of, especially if you have a son. You should never say, how is Alex to live with? And they all said, oh, he's awesome, he's great, he's all these great things, and we're like puffing out, like puffer fish, Tom and I. And then Mick says, well, there's this one thing. And as a mom, you're going, oh man, is this like a personal habit? Like, does he leave his grundolinos out? Like what? And you're just sitting there like, and Mick says, I don't know. Every single morning, he comes in and says, come on, Mick, it's going to be a marvelous Mick day with a capital M. What a geeky college roommate, right? Because if I would have had one of those on a Bender hangover, I would have not been happy. I got my major in partying before I got older, and then I got a doctorate in partying and a master's in partying. And my kids are nothing like me, thank God. So, as Mick says this, what do you think Tom Terrific is doing across the table? What do you think he's doing? Oh, yeah, oh, putting that keg out there, oh.